Greetings, fellow humans. It is I, Mr. Sabman. Today, we are going to take a look at what would have happened had Mace Windu killed Chancellor Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith during their duel. So, without further ado, let's get into it. In Palpatine's office, where Anakin Skywalker discovers that his friend Palpatine is a Sith Lord that the Jedi had been searching for, Anakin goes to the Jedi Temple and informs Mace Windu that Palpatine is indeed a Sith Lord. He then instructs Anakin to wait for him at the temple, and if what he says is true, he would have gained his trust. Now my story begins where I tell you what I think would have happened if Anakin did what Mace Windu told him by staying behind and waiting for him to return. Anakin sits in the Jedi Temple and calms his mind as he meditates instead of letting his mind race with fear over losing Padme. He's able to get a hold of his fear and trust in Master Windu. Master Mace Windu and the other Jedi go to confront the Chancellor and make an arrest. The other Jedi are slain, and Mace Windu duels with Palpatine. Without the interference from Anakin, Palpatine is bested by the Jedi Master and is killed. In the aftermath of the duel, Mace is confronted by the authorities of the Republic. After reviewing the security footage, Mace is instructed to return to the Jedi Temple pending a full investigation. Mace returns to the temple with the remains of the other Jedi. Mace then goes to find Anakin. "You have gained my trust, young Skywalker. When the Council returns to the temple, I will ensure you will become a Jedi Master. Chancellor Palpatine was indeed a Sith Lord." Anakin was shaken to hear of the death of Palpatine and went to see Padme. When Padme learned the truth about the Chancellor, she was really upset. She had trusted him and considered him a friend, but after the shock of the news wore off, she had admitted she had suspicions of him not being everything he seemed. Padme then departed for Naboo to be with her family and prepare for the baby to arrive. Anakin returned to the Jedi Temple. Now this means that Order 66 was never executed. With the death of Palpatine, the Republic quickly put an end to the war and the Separatists were utterly defeated. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, and most of the other Jedi returned to the Temple. The Council holds a session discussing a great many matters, first of which is the promotion of Anakin Skywalker to Jedi Master. He is also asked to remain permanently on the Jedi Council. Anakin Skywalker is extremely pleased and happily accepts his new charge. Then they discuss the matters of assisting the Republic in undoing the damage that the Dark Lord of the Sith had done, also overseeing the transition of power to a new Chancellor and sweep away as much corruption as they possibly could. The Republic's investigation into Palpatine is extremely thorough, and they discovered that he was in fact an evil Sith Lord pulling the strings on both sides of the Clone Wars. The investigation led to finding an extremely long list of all those in league with Palpatine. They were tried, and most of them were found guilty and imprisoned. The legislation passed that gave the office of Supreme Chancellor emergency powers and control were swept away, and the Republic began to fix the corruption left behind by the Sith Lord. The Jedi were licking their wounds from the Clone Wars. Many Jedi had perished, and there were many problems that needed fixing. Master Yoda informed the Council that he did in fact commune with the essence of Qui-Gon Jinn through the Force. With this knowledge, and a holocron left behind by Qui-Gon Jinn, the Jedi Masters will begin to evolve their teaching and techniques. Their scope of the Force would widen, and they would become something greater. Anakin Skywalker would reveal to the Council that he was married to Padme Amidala, and she had given birth to twins on Naboo. At first, the Council did not receive this news very well. They threatened to remove Anakin from the Order, but Mace Windu, along with Master Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi, convinced the Council that the Jedi ways must change if the Order is to survive. And so it did. The Jedi would embrace change as time would pass. The Jedi were no longer forbidden to fall in love and have attachments. They could have families and live with them at the Jedi Temple. Anakin and Padme's children, Luke and Leia Skywalker, would grow up in the temple and learn the ways of the Force. The Elder Masters saw that these two amazing children would grow up to be the future of the Jedi. They would lead the Order and allow it to learn and grow. Master Yoda finds it amusing when the pair of younglings play innocent pranks on an unexpecting Obi-Wan Kenobi. He was seen chasing the Skywalker twins around the temple after getting a bucket full of bantha milk dumped on his head. The Jedi and the Republic would rise up again, and an era of peace would ensue. But the Jedi begin to sense a disturbance in the Force coming from the unknown regions of the galaxy. Could it be the return of the dark side? Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this fan fiction. This is just what I think would have happened if Mace Windu had killed the Dark Lord. Now, take it with a grain of salt. It's just a story. But I'd like to hear your comments. Leave them below. That'd be great. Subscribe to the channel. Everything's groovy. I really enjoy doing these Star Wars fan fiction stories. If you'd like to hear more, be sure to like and comment. I'm Mr. Sabman, and the Force will be with you always.